Friends, hello. Hope you are well. Let's talk about Sofi. So if you're new to me here yapping, welcome. Please subscribe to listen to me yap more about Sofi. So if you don't know, I'll tell you, I am very bullish on Sofi, and I think the majority of people are. If you're not, well, this may not be the video for you, because we're not going to say anything but good complimentary things about Sofi. So being very bullish on Sofi, I've made a video a few weeks ago, well maybe just a week ago, I can't even keep up at this point, where I was like, listen, I think Sofi might be walking its way up to a $15 mark, and that's like, when I say $15, that's my peak, that's my high point right now. That's like what we're hoping and what we're thinking it might go to. Now obviously, here's the other thing. Sofi is just days away. At the end of the month, the 31st of this month, July, their quarterlies will come out. We are expecting quarterlies to be the best quarterlies we've seen pre-pandemic quarterlies, because obviously, if you know, you don't know, but during COVID, all that, everything's taken a hit. Sofi really took a drastic hit in their quarterlies, their stock price, everything just really fell apart. But as of lately, Sofi has been coming back here, and the other good thing with these quarterlies, right with the other timing of student loan payments coming back, could not be any better. And obviously, if you've got student loans, I'm not trying to say anything mean towards you. I know, I get it. Times are still very tough and tight and rough right now, but if you're an investor in Sofi, this is great timing, because we should have good quarterlies come out here, and we should start to see these student loan payments start up very soon, going in August and going into September. So with that, yeah, we could start to see some double digits with Sofi here. That's not out of the realm of possibilities, because when the next quarterlies come out, probably in January, December of, obviously January, finishing up 2023 here, we're going to see probably the best quarterlies we have seen with Sofi for a very long time. So, if you're buying Sofi under $10 right now, it's kind of a steal with what's coming down the pipeline. So that's a roundabout, on the chalkboard, bullet point, what we're looking at right now with Sofi. We're expecting good quarterlies. We're expecting these payments to start back up. Sofi receiving money from student loans. Obviously, they're they bank, they give out loans, and they have other investments elsewhere. They have a Coliseum, for God's sakes. So there's a lot going on with this company that is really good. Now with the stock price, obviously Sofi and Palantir have been doing amazing. And I mentioned Palantir because I think a lot of people just lump these two stocks together. They really do. They're both doing unique things, and people, a lot of people even say Sofi, they kind of put it in an AI sector. And a lot of people, though, Sofi into the tech realm of stocks. And I think that's fair to say with what the company is involved in, and everything they're planning on doing. So when tech does good, Sofi falls right into that category. One thing we have seen here with Sofi is that it is moving up, but it has no problem taking its time. We have not seen the volume and the madness around Sofi like we have seen with Palantir. Obviously, Palantir has had, just an unbelievable run. I mean, it's in the very early stages of its run, but with huge deals, huge things coming down the pipeline. Sofi is still in these little baby footprints of getting up and going, but this is still a fantastic place to be. And a lot of people are betting on Sofi to be in the double digits, maybe $20 by the end of the year. Maybe that's a big maybe. We're still waiting on some things to really see what's going to happen here. Obviously, it looks like the student loans are going to just kick back in. They're going to happen, and that's going to be really big for Sofi. That's going to be a lot more money coming in, where people pretty much, they can't put it to the side anymore. They're going to have to make the payments. They're going to have to do something. The majority of people, unless they can prove somehow they can't. But, Sofi is going to have a huge increase of money start to come in here that's going to start to show on their quarterlies from interest and payments on those loans. So bad if you're paying them, good if you're investing in Sofi. It's a win-lose for someone out there. Crazy enough, it's only Tuesday in the market, and we've had two amazing days in the market. SoFi has been just on its own trajectory, doing really good. All tech stocks have been doing really well. I mean, it's been a really good moment here for tech stocks, and that's why I said earlier, SoFi has been thrown into that tech sector because it follows the tech realm. It's been doing that for a while now. Now the question is there going to be a sell-off for SoFi? I think when we see it, obviously there'll be a little bit of a sell-off here sometime this week. I mean, we're not just gonna have a green day every day here. We're not just gonna have a green day every day here this week. Something's gonna, pump the brakes here. But I believe even when we see these days when we're seeing the brakes being pumped, we're going to see SoFi, be bought up. Right now, I think a lot of people are betting that these quarterlies are going to be really good, and they're betting that SoFi is going to start receiving money for these student payments, which will, just on the news and the aspirations of better numbers down the pipeline coming, where people are going to want to get into SoFi. And I do believe this, that once it's like 100% confirmed, like students will have to pay back their loans. Obviously the Biden administration is still trying to do stuff. It's just not going to work. It looks like they're not going to be able to stop it. Student loans will start back up. More than likely, it looks like it's happening. So I think we could possibly see that right now we're seeing buy-ins right now with SoFi, but we could possibly see even bigger buy-ins here in the next few weeks when people see that SoFi has better quarterlies. They're doing good quarterlies here once again. And second is that the student loans, like maybe at the 11th hour, people are seeing that it's actually happening. People are being forced to pay these things back. And we could see SoFi off that really take off. A lot of people think that right now with these student loan payments coming back, that the overall stock market will be hit from people, not having extra money to spend. Retail will take a hit, and tech could take a hit from that. It could, but more than likely won't, because it's mostly evolved around software. Obviously Apple, is in a different realm than most of these, but SoFi could be one of those stocks that really prevails here in the next few months because of what's happening. And there's other companies like SoFi, obviously, that are receiving student loan payments, but SoFi is just different with what it's doing as it is as a whole as a company. So that's why it still has a lot of curiosity around it for a lot of investors and soon to be investors. So friends, with all that said, I still think there's a lot of meat that's left on the bone here with SoFi. I don't believe that this $9-10 position that we're at right now, I think $10, like, yay, it's $10. That's coming regardless. We're gonna hit 10. That's just a matter of moments here. But the question is what is SoFi gonna do here? We're obviously seeing Palantir just beat every freaking expectation, and I think that's just the new norm right now in the stock market, where every time these top analysts, these top investment firms come out and they say, well, we believe that X company will meet this X number and it won't hit any more than that. It's impossible with the numbers and the balance sheet, what's to come out, and expectations into the next few months of capital and market and all this. That stuff really doesn't work anymore. It's like the old Dave Ramsey stuff. It doesn't apply to the market anymore because we have new investors now. I really think it was the turn of the century during the COVID era, where everyone had Robinhood, Webull in their pocket, and we've just seen the stock market turn now, where investors kind of where a lot of average investors control a lot of things. Now, obviously, there's always going to be your big investors that, there's investment firms that come in and they buy millions and millions of shares, but there's also just a lot more volume on day-to-day Joe Smo people buying into stocks. And I believe we're going to see the retail investor really push SoFi, Palantir, stocks like this to numbers that are beating expectations of these investment firms. Palantir is a prime example. 3 weeks ago, the majority of these analysts guys, these brokerage companies, you know, they were saying Palantir was only going to be a $16, $15 stock. A lot of us have been preaching that Palantir is going to be 20, 30, $50 here by the end of the next few months. And it looks like we're going to be right about that. So things are just changing in the overall stock market. If you've been following the stock market religiously, then you know what I'm preaching right now. You know what I'm saying. It's just we've seen the tide change here. And I think it's for the better. I like it personally. It's a lot more in our control if you're investing smart here. So friends, I'm going to stop yapping. Like I said, listen, I'm bullish on SoFi. I like SoFi. I've got money in it. I'm here watching it just like the rest of you, and I'm wishing us all the best of luck. Hopefully these quarterlies that come out here just in, you know, less than 2 weeks, really show some really good process and progress, and we see something amazing happen. So I'm twisting my words. I'm going to shut up, friends. I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.